G'day, Glenn here, VK2HTV, and I'm just on the road at the moment doing a trip from Sydney to Brisbane. Just taking a little coffee break on the road, and I thought I'd show you some of the mobile technology that I'm using while I'm travelling. So I've got my little 878 DMR radio, and I'm using a little hotspot, a Raspberry Pi hotspot. So I'll show you on the dashboard. So let's do a little test here. VK2HTV, there we are in the green there. And coming. Do a little test here, VK2HTV, there we are in the green there. So that is coming out of the little Raspberry Pi hotspot there, which is plugged into a little USB socket. And the key to this whole thing, traveling up and down the motorway, is this little dongle. So that's where I'm getting my Wi-Fi. They're fairly old, these little dongles. It just runs on the 4G or LTE network. And you can see the two wires there. Now, that is a traditional MIMO antenna connection. And I've got this antenna, I'll show you, just on here. So that's the MIMO antenna, and that up and down the coast is giving me really good reception and transmission. So yeah, without that the signal is pretty poor. I've also got an old Simico there, just running on the simplex frequency 144.1, and something that you might not see in America but we have here in Australia is UHF CB. Well, you don't see it in America because it's only Australia, Malaysia and New Zealand. So we also do have 27 megahertz CB, but this is the primary CB that we have in Australia, called UHF or UHF CB. Some people just call it UHF. It runs on 477 megahertz, plus or minus, and it used to be 40 channels, but now it's actually 80 channels. And there's a couple of channels here that we use. 40 is generally the road channel, but on this particular part of the North Coast, it is 29. So it's fantastic for listening to people who are traveling along the road. You'll see almost every utility or vehicle along here has some kind of antenna, and you'll see that there's, like, you know, in this car park, there's probably 4 cars even just in front of me that do actually have a UHF CB. So the truckies use it. Just about every truck has one, and I've not used UHF CB for a long time, but I didn't realise how many other users are there. So last night I was driving and there was yeah, so that's a truckie there talking and saying it's all good back to Coffs. So that's Coffs Harbour. I didn't realise how good it is, because even the road trains, there was a road train or an escorted vehicle that was transporting a huge wind turbine. And they were giving updates and they were talking on explaining the situation, where they were, what they were doing. And I didn't realise all that information is out there. Also, roadworks, people who are controlling roadworks actually give alerts out on there, which is very good. I don't use this in the city. It's just full of people who just get on there and chinwag and swear, and it's totally useless in the city. But in the country, this is really good, and actually it's been a real pleasure to revisit UHF CB because I didn't realise how mature it actually has grown. So yeah, we might do some more on UHF CB, especially for those people who aren't aware of it. But yeah, VK2HTV, thanks very much, and we'll see you here.